So I would have to say that Hollow Knight Silksong isn't just one of the most anticipated games of this year. No, it's one of the most anticipated games that we've seen since like the 2020s has come into effect. Like there's a lot of major anticipated games that are coming out, right? GTA 6 is definitely like that #1 spot. I don't think anything in recent time will be able to take that #1 spot until that game comes out. Then something else will take its place, right? But there's a lot of like games that people are looking forward to. And if you wanted to put Hollow Knight Silksong as like the second place for the most anticipated games since the 2020s like have started and come into effect, I wouldn't argue with it there, because it really has been, especially because of the fact that Hollow Knight Silksong was announced like so many years ago. I think it was announced back in like 2019, sometime around there, right? So like the fans of Hollow Knight have really been waiting for this game, and especially for the fact that a long time there wasn't really any news on this game, okay? I remember I saw a channel on YouTube where this dude was posting daily news about Hollow Knight Silksong, and majority of the days was just like, there's no news today, there's no news, there's no news, there's no news, right? But then during Gamescom, just a couple weeks ago, it was announced that Hollow Knight was coming out. That they were just dumping it on us, almost, you could say, right? They were just going to be like, hey, 2 weeks, the game's fucking out. And the whole entire internet lost their minds. And you know what? I kind of like this, all right? I really do like that the way that the gaming industry is going with this, where they're kind of just been like silent. Like they'll be like, oh, we're making a game, right? And then no one says shit. And then the one time that they do say something, they're like, hey guys, 2 weeks, you're getting the game. I know a lot of people might not like it, but to be honest, I kind of do. I like it because it gives the developers a chance to actually finish the game without saying that like, oh, the game is going to be released 3 years on this exact date. And then if that date doesn't come, then they just keep pushing it back. I reckon saying, hey guys, we're making a game. We'll let you know when it's coming out. And then 2 weeks before it comes out, they just drop it. But Hollow Knight came out overnight, okay? At least for me here in Australia. It came out at midnight for me, right? And when this game did, I didn't stay up to play it. I was playing Path of Exile 2 last night, and I was trying to do one of my ascendancies, and I died like twice during the ascendancies, and I lost my shit, so I went to fucking bed. And today, when I woke up, I saw that Silksong had crashed the entire internet. That's right, it crashed both Steam and the Nintendo eShop, and apparently other shops that people were trying to get it from as well. There was multiple Steam outages over the last like 24. This is the last 24 hours of Steam, and as you can see that spike right there of the amount of outages? That is all because of Hollow Knight Silksong. And people keep getting these screens that were popping up saying something went wrong. So you could add Hollow Knight into your cart, but the moment you went to go proceed to payout, it would just like this screen would come up and it'd be like, sorry guys, something has went wrong. And then the Nintendo eShop as well was down because of Silksong's launch. And you're probably asking me, why did this happen? Well, it's because Silksong actually didn't have any pre-orders. That's right, you could not pre-order this game. It was like the game comes out at this time for everyone. So the moment the game comes out, then you can buy it. And you're probably like wondering why like a lot of people were celebrating about this whole entire thing. Like a lot of people were really happy. The fact that you couldn't pre-order this game. The reason why, which I kind of think pre-orders are good and bad, right? Pre-orders used to be good because it would be like, oh, I can buy the game and then when it comes out, I can just download it straight away and you won't run into issues like this. But the reason why people were so happy about pre-orders is because in the year 2025, pre-orders lead to like, 3-day early access and pre-order bonuses, right? And people fucking hate that shit. People just want to, pre-order a game or buy a game and just get all of the fucking content when it comes out. The whole 3-day early access stuff is bullshit. The whole pre-order, bonuses is absolutely bullshit, because then it's like, it makes people have FOMO for them wanting to wait for the actual game to come out and to see if if it's actually good. But despite all of this, despite the game crashing every single store, it did take like about an hour because the game got released. Obviously, a few people were able to buy it and play it, but it did take like a couple hours for the game to really spike. And when it did, it peaked over 500,000 concurrent players. And it's not even the weekend yet. Just remember, it's gotten released for a Friday here in Australia and like a Thursday for pretty much like, when it comes to Europe and America. So it's not even the weekend yet. A lot of people probably really haven't gotten the chance to play Silksong and really won't be able to until like over the next couple of days. So the fact that on like a Thursday when this gets released for majority of the world, this is big fucking numbers for them to pull. And the game itself has got exceptional reviews too. 90%. It's overwhelmingly positive, and I looked through some of the negative reviews on Steam, and a lot of them are legitimately people being fucking nitpicking, or it's a bit of a fucking skill issue because people are complaining about how difficult the game is. And I myself, don't crucify me, okay? I have played Hollow Knight. I have played the first one, but I never finished it. I know blasphemy for not finishing the game, but I have fucking played it. And it's definitely like, you know, Metroidvania, and it's not an easy game. It's not meant to be easy. So the fact that people are complaining that it's hard, it's just like, you're just fucking shit at video games. But one of the reasons why people are praising this game is because of all the qualities that have come with it, right? And this is some of them, where it says no pre-orders, which I already explained. The fact that the game is $20 or $30 here in Australia, because the Australian dollar is terrible, crashes all the stores. That's not a positive. That's just kind of like a funny meme. No review copies, and breaks 500,000 players on Steam alone in hours. The fact that a game like this, that has been in development for so long, is only $20 and is at such a high fucking quality. Because if you have played Hollow Knight 1, like I said, I never finished it, right? But that game is still an amazingly high quality game. And like, if the developers really wanted to, they could easily charge more money for this. They could charge $40 for this. And majority... Why is my dog barking? I'm in the middle of a fucking video. But the fact that they went ahead and only charged $20 for this, holy fucking shit. And no review copies as well. You know what? That's a big fuck you to all like the gaming journalists. And to be honest, I think in the year 2025, gaming journalists, no one really like reads their reviews that much anymore. Some people do, but they're not as reliable as they used to be like 15 years ago, right? Majority of game journalists now, they're just shit. They're terrible. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. And I've made like a couple of those about how bad gaming journalists are. And also the fact that one of the reasons why people are praising this game is the fact that the game was made by like 3 people. And it's beating out like games that are made by like 150 devs. You know, Concord that came out last year, the game that only had 500 players on Steam or some shit like that, was made by a massive AAA company, had like $300 million or some shit like that into it by Sony, and the game completely fucking flopped. But then you have a game that is made by like so little amount of people, but it's made with fucking passion. That's what it is. That's why people are praising shit like this. And you know what? I'm glad to see it. And I really think that like in these games that are coming out in recent times, I think 2025, right, is going to be a real wake-up call for a lot of these AAA companies, especially with like, you know, Expedition 33 and now Hollow Knight Silksong coming out, where it's showing these massive companies that you don't need to shove hundreds of millions of dollars into a game, have hundreds of people working on the game. All you need is people who are passionate about what they're making. That's it. You don't need fucking 300 people working on a game and $300 million into that one game. All you need is some people who want to make what they're making, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't fucking need anything else. And you know what? I think that with how well Expedition 33 did in terms of player base and also its reviews, and now Silksong coming out with the fact that the game is $20 fucking dollars, like this game made more than Concord did, and Concord was like a full price fucking game. I reckon it's made a lot more money in just one day than a lot of other AAA games have made. It's probably made more than fucking Assassin's Creed has. And it's showing that like, hey, you don't need to price up these games to be $100. All you need is a small team, a passionate team, chuck it for $20, and people will fucking buy it. Now, that's not to say that, like, you know, the industry shouldn't have these massive games. Like GTA 6, right? Yeah, that's fair enough. But not every game needs to be of that scale. Not every game. I reckon that, like, the size of GTA 6, that needs to be like 10-20% of games. The rest of them should be passionate games like this that sell for a small price. That's what the industry needs. And I really think that games like Silksong is going to turn around the industry. But I'll definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. That is going to be it for me. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.